What's up, guys? It's your boy Ed with Gamerdelphia, and boy does it feel like the next gen is actually coming when one of the big two actually wants to come out and play, right? Yesterday we got the big PlayStation 5 reveal stream, and while they gave us so much information, I know a lot of us also had hopes that so many big announcements were coming. But with the console information and all the games that we got shown off and everything else that's coming down the pipeline in 2020 and 2021, at least this is going to hold us over until Sony's next big announcement, when we know for sure that the console will have a date and a price point, because holiday 2020 can't come fast enough. So in no particular order, I'm going to give you my personal favorite moments from the PlayStation 5 reveal stream in a little under 5 minutes. Let's go. So the show starts off with Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sorry, but why? A game that's 2 console generations old now? We played it on the PS3 and the PS4, and you think we want to play it on the PS5 now? I mean, it's had its 15 minutes of fame for like 7 years now, and I get that Grand Theft Auto 6 is way far away. They just started development. It may not come out until 2023, but this isn't the announcement that we hoped for. And while you threw us a little bone and said that Grand Theft Auto Online will be free, it's only available for the first 3 months free. So you're telling me if I want to play the online experience, I have to pay for it? What? Where's my story DLC? Whatever happened to that? Spider-Man Miles Morales looks absolutely amazing. To go off of the backbone of the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game and to make it look this much better on PS5 hardware, when they said they were using this game to test out the PS5 SSD, they weren't kidding. This looks absolutely amazing. And the fact that it's coming out in holiday 2020, could it be a launch game for the PlayStation 5? Wow, what a big game to have at your library. Also, Sony, Insomniac, please make sure when you announce this game, let us know what the hell it is first. And then we got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This is the game that's going to sell me on a PlayStation 5. A brand new sequel in the Ratchet & Clank franchise. It looks even better than the 2016 remake that came out on the PlayStation 4. All the features that they were talking about for the PS5, the ray tracing, the solid state drive power, it all came through in this gameplay demo. It looks incredible. The platforming looks great. The dimension hopping storyline that they're telling right now in terms of the gameplay mechanics looks amazing. This is the game that's going to sell me on the console. Oh boy, Capcom, you're on a roll right now with all the games that you've been releasing recently, and this trailer is no exception. Seeing Resident Evil 8 Village. It looks insane. Even though it's set 7 years after the events of Resident Evil 7 and you're traveling to a new location, it almost feels like it hasn't been touched in a long period of time. It's like if Victorian London became a horror game. Only, you know, actually good. Just the aesthetic, to see wolfmen, to see a very dark forest, rustic homes. Those who have played Resident Evil 4, remember that Spaniard setting, are going to feel right at home with Resident Evil 8's vintage setting. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Now I know Sackboy's becoming PlayStation's pseudo mascot due to the Little Big Planet franchise, but now we get a 3D platformer with the little guy, and also it looks like it's going to be in full co-op as well. I didn't know how bad I wanted Super Mario 3D World on a platform, but Super Sackboy 3D World? That sounds like a game I want to play. Speaking of Ratchet & Clank, we always said that the 2016 remake looked like a Pixar movie come to life. Well, Kena: Bridge of Spirits is a Pixar movie come to life. Made by a small team called Ember Lab, you know, the ones that did that Majora's Mask fan film. Now they're putting all their efforts from the movie world into this amazing action platformer adventure type game. And you know it's going to be an amazing looking game, especially with the PlayStation 5. Hey, remember that flop of Bethesda E3 conference from last year? Seemed like the only real good game that came out of that conference was Ghostwire Tokyo, and that got revealed during the PlayStation 5 press conference as well. And I am just ready to go into the supernatural, Tokyo streets, spirits everywhere, and a lot of different ways to combat them. It's a first-person game with powerful tech and elemental abilities, and of course, as the great Ikumi Nakamura would say, it's spooky. And now we get to the weirdest and most intriguing game probably of this whole entire press conference, Bug Snacks. It is just so weird and so out of nowhere to have like this island simulation kind of game in a world full of creatures that are basically food. The best way I can describe this game is what would happen if a food junkie really got into brownies and made his own version of the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, it's that weird. The final game of the show was one that we all knew was coming, but we're still excited to see, and that was Horizon Forbidden West, a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, which is probably the game of the PlayStation 4 in terms of brand new IPs. And to see what they're doing for the PlayStation 5 with the outdoor footage, the character design for Aloy, the new world that you're setting yourself in. Oh, and that marching robot war elephant at the end of the trailer. Oh, hell yeah. And now you can explore underwater as well, which looks absolutely beautiful. We loved exploring the world of Horizon Zero Dawn, but now with Forbidden West, there's so much more world to explore, and it's just going to look absolutely gorgeous on the console. This is the sequel that has the biggest expectations out of any other sequel or new game that's coming out on PS5. So they finally end the show on the PlayStation 5 console reveal, the most anticipated part of the show. Hoo boy, talk about a meme-worthy console. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that the console is going to work out pretty well in terms of what's actually packed into the console, but in terms of how it actually is going to look visually in front of my TV display, that's a whole different beast altogether. First of all, it doesn't even look like a console that you can have on its side, even though it is possible. People have taken pictures of it. Secondly, just that router looking vibe, just something that it's meant to be kind of not noticed, even though the PlayStation 5 is supposed to be the most notable thing on your shelf as you're playing your PlayStation 5 games, kind of speaks volumes on the design of this console. Again, it's also been memed to death as well, from it looking like the Sears Tower, to a wireless router in your home, to an air freshener display, to Seto Kaiba. Sony, I get you wanted to make your console stand out a little more, but did you really want it to look like a Trapper Keeper with some black paper in it? Also, the fact that the discs tray is on the side of the console instead of right down the middle, like all your previous consoles have been. Oh boy. PlayStation, buddy, we need to have a little bit of talk about your console. Well, that was a very interesting PlayStation 5 reveal overall. There are a lot of different things happening in this whole press conference. If I had to give it a letter grade, I'd probably say a solid B+. I mean, from what we saw in those reveal trailers, especially for Spider-Man, for Ratchet & Clank, and for Horizon Forbidden West, the power of the PlayStation 5 was really on display. There were a lot of things visually that I can gather from the PlayStation 5 that made it scream like a console that I wanted to pick up when it came out during this holiday season. The things that I wish they actually did reveal, there were a lot of AAA franchises that I thought were not there, specifically Uncharted. You were also missing more platformers. Where's my Sly Coopers? Where's my Crash Bandicoots? What happened to those franchises that don't really get any love nowadays? And also, still, no price point, no release date, no backwards compatibility rumors, nothing that could have gone off that said, hey, listen, this is a console of the future, but we still want to help you support the past. They didn't really talk about that at all. And that was a little concerning to me because those are the things that matter to me in terms of buying a PlayStation 5. But what do you guys think? What are your expectations for the PlayStation 5? What games are you going to be buying at launch? Which games did you wish they announced? Let me know down in the comments below, and also let us know on our social media pages at instagram.com/Gamerdelphia as well. Your boy Ed is signing out.